Hello, people of the internet. So, reTHAWed version 4.0.2, I think. Basically, reTHAWed 4.0 is out now. And I'm just going to do this little video, kind of no script, and just kind of playing through a little bit and telling you guys just about it and what I like about it, things I don't like about it. But any of my critiques so far aren't really anything super crazy. I haven't come across any major bugs except for one that I'll kind of talk about a little bit. But basically, reTHAWed is a mod for Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. So people who watch my channel know that I play Thug Pro. And so Thug Pro is basically a mod for Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and it incorporates everything for all the games. So this one is more based on the mechanics of Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, which if you play those games, you know that the mechanics are very different. So, but what people like and just are loving right now about the update is it the customization, whatever. The customization for this game is just crazy. It's like nothing Doug Pro really has, and that's why I'm seeing a lot of people, some of the homies who play Doug Pro all the time, I barely even see them on there now. If I want to play with them, I got to go on here. So, yeah, it's just great. Like in the settings over here, like you can just, it's astounding. I was really so surprised because the original reTHAWed that I was playing before, like version 3, it was basically just Tony Hawk's American Wasteland that you could play online. That's all it was. There wasn't much else to it. But this one, because I'm online, I can't adjust it, but you can change the physics of, like, the way your physics are in the game based on which game you want it to play as. So I prefer Tony Hawk's Underground. So my physics are more like Tony Hawk's Underground. And they have all sorts of, like, experimental things so far, you know, like jank drops, which is going to be crazy for Prov for sure. I think that shit's going to change the game with being able to basically acid drop and bang drop onto any sort of platform that's even slightly like tilted, and being able to wall ride on anything. I was using that for a little bit, but it kind of became too much. They're still experimental right now, so they might kind of break the physics of the game. And yeah, you can, a lot of the same stuff that Thug Pro has, you know, you can turn off boost plans, you can turn off most tech and stuff, you know, but you can just, it's crazy. And they don't have all the maps yet. They're still working on that, you know, but yeah, it's crazy, just the amount of things that they added. Like, for example, I'll get in with that. So the new boost plant that they have on here is just amazing. So for one, you don't need to create a trick to get that kind of height right there. So you can get the same kind of height you're getting with the create a trick, and you don't have to bind a create a trick now, so you can have that spot open. It's really super dope. And some people don't like it, but for people like me, you know, that I'm always using boost plants, it's perfect. So I can still have, you know, oops, did not mean to do that. I still have a grab trick right here. You know, I don't need to bind a new trick for it. It's super dope. And even like, spot. So I might be wrong with the name. I believe it's called the DDR45, or that. For one, now you kind of do a pivot sometimes, which looks really cool. And just the mechanics of it are just way more smooth. Like, a lot of the stuff in this game is just way smoother than what Thug Pro has to offer. Like, I'm noticing a lot about that in this game. It's just, it feels a lot more smooth, but it's still kind of not broken, but there's just, I don't know, like, my only big gripe, and I've actually talked with the developers about this, and I'm hoping it's something that they can fix, because this works on Thug Pro, so I don't know why it wouldn't work on here, is it, if you're using an Xbox controller, which is the only best controller to play video games with, you can't make your revert and spine transfers the right and left triggers, and also have just the right button to get off your board. So I'm getting off my board right now, I have to use both triggers, which is the regular version, you know, of the game. And that way I can still, you know, revert and you know, you get what I'm saying though. But I tried to make it to where I can turn off PS2 controls and or either turn them on or turn them off, I forgot exactly, and press just the right button to get off my board. It's not letting me revert, and it's not letting me acid drop, it's not letting me spine transfer. So that was a big issue I found. So now I'm stuck, you know, having to use both right and left buttons to get off my board, which sucks, especially for when you want to do a lot of air shuffles, you know, back to back. It makes it kind of difficult. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more difficult, which kind of sucks. But I mean, it's not that bad. It's not necessarily game breaking, but I know it works in Thug Pro. So I'm hoping that they come out with a patch for that to make that work. But yeah, the biggest thing is that if you don't want to play just basically as Tony Hawk's American Wasteland is, you're gonna have to adjust a lot of things. I spent at least like an hour adjusting stuff and going through and seeing what I like, what I don't like, with both the themes and the physics and the sounds. There's so much that if you don't want to play just the most basic Tony Hawk's American Wasteland version of it, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time adjusting. So if you're not interested in this game for the modding aspect, which I don't really know why you would be playing this game if you're not interested in being able to adjust as much shit as you can, it's gonna be kind of a headache. And then another thing I was having too that I pretty much fixed is that the resolutions on the game were crashing it. So if I tried to make the aspect ratio 6:10 and I was going on some of the higher resolutions, it was crashing the whole game. And I talked to one of the devs and he was saying it was because something about the game being in the program files folder is what's making it crash. I forgot exactly, but you basically just put where the Aspire Media folder is in the program files. If you just throw it on the desktop, it should be fine. So that fixed it. So it's going to be kind of buggy. There's going to be sort of things that are kind of not working or whatever. Luckily, we got the Discord. We got people that we can just ask. You can just go ask the mods and just post and be like, hey, this isn't working. And it's just great. For what I love about this community is that, the guys who are making this stuff, they're super open to suggestions and, finding bugs and finding issues. Like I was actually playing with one of the devs and people were just dropping comments like, hey, it'd be cool if you had this, it'd be cool if you had that. And they're really cool guys, so it's super cool. And another thing too is that if you want to be able to do this sticker slap combo like that, you have to adjust something. What was it? What it was. There was something I had to adjust. Oh yeah, the wall plant delay. So you want to make sure there's no delay if you want to do like, concurrent sticker slaps and wall plants. Because I was trying to do this and I was hella mad. I'm like, man, I can't do my line, but yeah, they fixed it. So yeah, I love it. It's great. I highly recommend everybody try it. It sucks that Thug Pro isn't, being updated like I was told it used to, because I've only been on Thug Pro for not even a full year. So, but that kind of just seems what the life cycle is, we got all the maps pretty much and we got everything we need and they kind of, put it on the back burner. I don't know exactly what's going on, with them in Thug Pro, but it's nice that we have an alternative and it kind of feels like something new again. I kind of feel like what I missed out on being in Thug Pro when it first started, I'm there for that, in this. And it's equally as good. This game is equally as good as Thug Pro. Even being so early on, not having look at how many maps it has. It has all of American Wasteland, obviously, 3, 1, 2 maps each, for every game. And it's still great and people are still playing it. So I know, I've been telling people once we get all the maps, it's over. This game is going to take over, Thug Pro. And I just hope people still stick around for Thug Pro, because I'm going to be back and forth on here for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Download it. I'll throw in a link down there. It'll give you some instructions on what to do to play it. And yeah, thanks for watching.